Do you ever find yourself in a state where you're crying, you're upset, you're angry, you go into a depression, you go into a problem and you don't know how to deal with that problem? You have issues in your marriage, you have issues with your children. What do? You know, once there was a time when the Prophet ﷺ was sitting by himself and he was crying. He felt hopeless. He felt as though there was no way out in his life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down a particular ayah. This ayah is found in Surah Al-Hijr, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمْ O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, verily we know what you're going through. We understand what you are feeling inside of you. We understand the pain that you're dealing with. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ بِمَا يَقُولُونَ. We understand what they're saying to you. We understand all of the problems that you're dealing with. We understand all of the claims that they're making against you, O Muhammad. Now listen to how Allah Azza wa Jal cures that problem, cures his tears, cures that depression that he was going through. And then Allah Azza wa Jal sends down a surah. This is the surah to cure your problems. This is a surah of hope. And the surah is none other than Surah Al-Duha. This surah was sent down at a time when the Prophet ﷺ did not receive revelation for approximately 6 months. This was a time that was very difficult for him because he felt as though Allah Azza wa Jal ignored him, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala left him alone. And so Allah Azza wa Jal revealed the first ayah, وَالضُّحَى. Then the second ayah, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. Now this first verse, وَالضُّحَى, Allah Azza wa Jal gives an oath by time. And more specifically, He swears by the morning period. Allah Azza wa Jal continues and He says, وَاللَّيْلِ, and even by the night, إِذَا سَجَى, even during a time when you are warm in your covers. It's the deepest part of the night. مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. O Muhammad, I never left you. This word وَدَّعَ, it means I've never ignored you, I've never abandoned you, I've never left you alone. And then Allah Azza wa Jal addresses another issue and says, وَمَا قَلَى. I'm not upset with you, O Muhammad. I'm not angry with you, O Muhammad. There isn't a problem between me and you. And so the Prophet ﷺ is starting to feel hope here. This is where the first cure to your sadness, it begins. The first thing that you need to do is you need to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never abandoned us in the first place. He's always been there. Then the ayah continues, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues and He says, He wants to give the Prophet ﷺ hope. He wants to give all of us hope. And He says, your future, your akhirah, is always going to be better than your present and your past. This is great hope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's basically telling us that your situation at that moment is going to improve. Things are going to get better. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. After every pain and difficulty, eventually there will be ease. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. I am going to give you something, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I'm going to give you something that you're going to be proud of. You're going to be happy with. You're going to be content with that. فَتَرْضَى. You're not going to ask about it. You're not going to have any complaints. Everything about you is going to be contentment and satisfaction. So, O Muhammad, don't worry. Not only is your future going to be better, your current state is going to improve, but eventually I'm going to give you a reward. I'm going to give you a status that you're going to be pleased with. So brothers and sisters, whenever you feel that depression, think about your current state and try your best to stay positive as much as you can.